Replay review Gengu on Whitemane on Towers of Doom. Some just initial first thoughts about this draft and this game. Um, Enemy team looks pretty good for Whitemane, Baron especially. They want short fights, getting a pick off of either Zul Root or Variant Taunt. So anti-burst on Whitemane is very good. Really the only thing to look out for is if Sylve is smart enough to Wailing Arrow you when they go on someone else, then you can't save them. But otherwise, this seems pretty good. Um, you can also tag Orphea with your W and get damage reduction on her post 13/16 when she goes in. Um, your team looks a little bit wonky. You've got three people that are really good at setting up a hyper carry, and then not really a hyper carry hero, and then not really a tank that works well with hyper carries. But you can like get picks off Stitches, so I guess it's a little bit weird. You've got like Stitches Jaina to get picks off Hook, and then a whole bunch of protect to carry, but no carry to protect. Um, Jaina is obviously the best thing you've got, so try to keep her alive. Um, Other than that, just kind of seeing how you play the hero, seeing if there's anything fundamental you're missing.
The words of the Inquisition begins in 3, 2, 1.
Pretty feels correct. We'll look at the build as you pick talents. Right off the gate, you can start off by just putting a Q on Stitches or Urel. Um, Q, you can if you treat Q as having a cooldown of 4 seconds, you can pretty much press Q on cooldown for free. You won't run out of mana if you do that. And that way, if someone does get gone on, you already have a Q on them. So you can kind of treat her like Malfurion in a way where you just put a Q on people, even if they're not in need of healing right now, just so you can heal them in the next few seconds if they're in trouble. So you can, so you like your neutral is you just kind of put Q on one person, wait 4 seconds, put Q on someone else, 4 seconds, put it on someone else. And you can that way you can keep Q up on 2 people for pretty much complete uptime or alternate Qs between different people. And that just gives you just a little extra healing every 4 seconds, like a little mini Anduin Q. And then, of course, if they do get gone on, or you can hit some abilities, you'll get some more healing on them as well. That's the first thing I'd say, just put a Q on like your Urel or Stitches. Probably a Urel, because your Stitches is playing further back. Urel's definitely going to take some damage here if a skirmish breaks out, which it probably will, knowing Storm League. Yeah, so, and then, see, you get a fat E there, but you don't have a Q on anyone to heal them with. Also, you took a bunch of damage there. Minor for now. And that means you taking damage there and not having Q on other person means you now Q yourself. Now this guy is probably gonna die. You need to spam Q on them. Okay, you got a Medivh though. You're fine. Press E. Good. All right. Yeah. Initial first things. Put Q on people. Put Q on people beforehand. Don't walk into damage is the first things I would say here. Do like that you're using one though. That was the other thing I was gonna worry about, is if you weren't using one on cooldown. I would go join bot here. Is you don't do much alone. Put a Q on her, good, and then just go bot. She's fine, yeah. When you get down there, you can Q, 1Q, there's some Div. Never mind, he's leaving, alright. Press 1 on him. Okay, take it back a little bit then. 1's just free healing out of combat. You can just press 1 at any time. There you go. There's your 1. Try not to go to Q stacks of Desperation unless you really need it. You're pressing Q too often, and it's draining your mana. It's not a ton right now, but you could be basically at full mana right now, and every bit of mana you're missing is less Qs you can press in the middle of a team fight when you try to either spread healing around or spam healing on one person. Good. I would position more around here, by the way. If they do invade this away, you want to be back here, not up here. Because now they're out of vision. They very well could be invading. It's fine. They were looking at it. Good. Press E. Press your abilities. You're not in danger. You could have been channeling Q there. If you're scared of channeling W on someone, you can also just channel 1 on an enemy. So like, I want to see this fight again in detail. Let's zoom all the way back in here. Okay, so as Varian steps up here, you can drop an E on him. There it is. Nice. You didn't need to refresh your Q on Stitches there. You already had Q on him, and he wasn't immediately in danger of dying. Again, just eats a little bit more mana that you don't need to eat. E here, you can step up and press E here. Probably don't want a W, but you can step up E and then step back and channel 1 or W if it looks good. Yeah, because now you held your W and they dodged it all. Get a Q on Dana, good. Not too big of an issue right now, but step up and just press Q on that Stitches. Q on yourself doesn't do anything. Stitches was the one taking damage. You can channel W on him. That's fine. You can press Q on. There you go. Stepping up this far is dangerous. Varian has taunt now. You could be dying here. You need if you ever get taunted this game, it's your fault, by the way. You just need to not be the taunt target, and you have some leeway with that in this game specifically because you have a Medivh, so you can maybe bait something, but really, correct Whitemane play you shouldn't be. Correct Whitemane play is as long as literally anyone else is the target getting gone on, you can save them. If you get gone on, you can't save yourself. That's good. Yeah, correct neutral play for Whitemane. Besides, you press Q every 4 seconds basically. Press 1 whenever it's up, and then you just press E on cooldown as sort of poke / healing, and that actually gives you pretty decent sustained healing. Like, Whitemane's sustained healing isn't the best, sure, but it's a lot better than she's often giving credit for, just because Q, 1, and E are all pretty easy heals to hit without having to commit. And altogether they add up to a pretty good amount. Nice. I would not step up this far. This is really dangerous for you, because now you need to run away, and now because you took damage, you were baited on pressing Q on yourself. Even auto attack range of this Varian is a little sketchy. His taunt down or his taunt wasn't down actually. If Varian thought to taunt you, you probably don't die, but you take a lot of damage. Yeah, now taunt's down, but still I wouldn't step up because Sylph could just turn to hit you. You just, as long as, like, you can step up and drop E there, but staying up here now is a problem. Like, your tank is back here, your DPS is back here, you're in front of everyone else. You're the natural target. You need to be, like, back here. You want to not be the target. Getting a little auto attacks in, they deal some damage, they heal you, but it's not worth it, because you could also just be healing with 1. If you're back here, you could just channel 1 on Stitches and probably get more healing than you get by auto attacking, too. Yeah, channeling W, because W and 1 have the same healing amount, actually. So, and you only have Q on Stitches, so channeling W on that Sylvanas there doesn't do anything special healing-wise. You get the same healing just channeling 1 on Stitches. You get some damage, but yeah, it's not that relevant. Whitemane doesn't do damage, she does healing. Because now you have to run away, you're baited to pressing Q on yourself. And you're still winning this skirmish in terms of resources, you even get a kill out of it. But now you're at half mana, for example. And you haven't done anything really egregious yet. Like, you have the fact that you've been channeling 1 and pressing E for poke. You could be pressing Q a lot more, but the fact that you're doing that is already pretty good. Good ease. Other thing I would say, yeah, you press D at some point too. Step up and for an E and then back off. Make sure Q, yup, you can channel 1 on someone here. I would not, yeah, I wouldn't try to channel, but just yeah, channel W or 1 is good. Then Q the stitches, good. E on Varian. Good, alright, fantastic. You can channel now. I Q the Medivh here. Good.
Show the Raven Lord the extent of my power.
Is that all?
This position is a little sketchy. I would have gone this way just because you didn't see right here. It's a little bit dangerous, but you don't really want this fight. This is a bad fight. Yeah. E. E. Ah, the one was actually not great because it rooted you, so now like you're able to catch up to you. I would have spammed Q on him at max range as you're moving away. And then if he's dying, just don't leave him to die. Like he's dead. Basically, you're not going to save him. There's no saving. Anything your healing is doing is just delaying his death a little bit. Maybe your team gets a counter kill off of it. But if he's dying, leave him to die. Don't die as well yourself. You can spam Q on yourself and E. Q. Q. Good. Alright. Tap. Nice. Then I honestly just back here. The tap was actually a mistake in hindsight. Looking at the map, there's nothing really for you to do. Probably just want to back. Whatever the hell is happening up here is just... You can press Q on this Grell, channel 1 on her. I just head back bot and help the Jaina out. Stitches is probably going bot after this anyway. You don't add much to the wave clear. There was a school of thought that you stay and clear this wave since he's not... Oh, this is sketchy. Okay, Q on Stitches. Good cleanse. Q the Stitches though. Any Qs on Stitches? Yeah, the earlier you Q Stitches, the earlier you can start healing him. He wasn't really taking damage there, but like early Q means that you can instantly drop an E as soon as he's takes damage, and like your auto attacks or whatever help. Good one. Good. You played that pretty well.
The hunter's right again, heroes.
This is a... yeah. I would get yourself over to here as soon as possible. Yeah. Good positioning. Q on Stitches. Q on Stitches. Q on Stitches. Again, don't be afraid to Q early. That's going to be my biggest feedback so far, is just Q early on people you expect to take damage. Press E on him. Nice. You can W the Varian to slow him. Nice. Good. Good. E for poke. Nice. I don't know if I'd rotate up, but you're not really getting anything done with the entire team mid anyway, so that's fine. Nice one. You don't need to Q spam yourself a lot here. Spam Q and press E, alright. See if you could have avoided that. Alright. Yeah, the thing I'd say is just don't position yourself near no vision, because this entire rotate path is out of vision. They get completely free rotates on you, you have no idea. And then after this stun, you need to press Q on... yeah, you're fine right now. That mind control was really unfortunate. You need to press Q on yourself. You just spam Q on yourself immediately out of this. As soon as you can. More Qs. Yeah, you got 2 Qs off there. Q has like no cooldown. You could have cast probably like 6 Qs in that duration and then maybe hit an E. So if it's mostly just an APM thing. Like, besides positioning near out of vision, I don't think that mind control is realistically dodgeable. Um, but just positioning more like up here away from where people can hit you is really the only thing you could have done. Besides like the APM stuff, but positionally is more important, I think. I'm not gonna say that's like huge mistakes by you. You probably save yourself if you spam Q as fast as possible and hit E on a clump. You could possibly even make it out of that. But I don't think it's a huge deal right now. Fast forward to when you're alive.
Cannot be erased.
There's an argument for Reckoning as well. I think either are fine. This is big, actually. Get to your URL, Q URL, URL, URL. Okay, that was a really bad ult, though. No one was hitting your team there. Yeah, if you get to your URL, though, I think you can save her. She's in there. You just beeline it for her. Like, you're going down to your Medivh, I think. If you go run up to her, and you can get in all range, I think you can save her. Yeah, but you go down to your Medivh. You could have saved your URL for sure. By the time you think to go to your URL, she's already dead. And then yeah, this ult, no one's hitting your team right now. They will be soon, but right now you press ult, they all back off. Your ult gets basically no value. Like arguably you could say, sure, they back off of your team, and it's zoning ult, but what are you zoning for? There's nothing that you can get before it runs out. You can't get the boss in that time. Yeah, right here, and armor's basically gonna run out before it does any good. Yeah, now, yeah, armor's run out here. This ult did essentially nothing. And now if you saved that, it looks like your team still wants to go for this. If you saved it for when the point fight happens, then you could have gotten big value.
Be ready. The altars are rising from the mists.
Good one. This is so sketchy. Cue the stitches. Nice. Good job not using cleanse. He wasn't in danger there. Okay, works. Go help your stitches out. The boss doesn't matter. And W like the Uther for a slow. That's fine. Unstoppable did nothing. I'm going to hope that was a misclick. A little bit behind there. That's kind of on the Jaina for where she was, though. Oh, okay. You don't really want to fight this with your Jaina dead. Cue the stitches. You have 2 stacks already. You can't. Try and have your... Okay. You probably could have ulted him. Have yet.
You inspire me, healer.
Fights are a little awkward. What I'd say so far is identify who's going to do the best here and just stick yourself to them. It's probably Jaina by default, so unless Jaina's like horrifically out of position, I'd follow Jaina around. I don't know what you guys are doing up here. I just go down and help Jaina. I think your team's just playing off each other. Cleanse, Q, cleanse, nice, good cleanse. I assume the wailing arrow or the mind control bit was accidental, but it was still really impressive. Okay, nice. That's a little tragic. Q the Medivh. No use queuing yourself. You can always stay back unless you're like extremely low. You can always stay back and be fine. You also have always be able to hit you if you're in trouble. Everyone else cannot. If you put a Q on someone that enables them to step up, you don't want to step up ever anyway. So like you want your entire team to be in front of you always. So putting a Q on yourself doesn't really matter that much. The priority should always be queuing other people, unless you're like really low and absolutely need the healing. But just in a situation like that where you're kind of neutral, you're not directly fighting right now, prioritize queuing other people so that you can stand behind them and heal them. If you queue yourself and you're healing yourself and they're not getting healed and they're low, so that's more of a problem. You do queue both, but then you're putting yourself at 2 seals. Not the greatest ult, I would say, again. Because again, there was your team wasn't in immediate danger. Aegis really wants to be a counter swing sort of thing. Enemy team commits, you Aegis, and suddenly they can't get anything out of their commit, and then your team is able to counter swing off of that. So like in this situation, your Stitches is out. Everyone here is not being gone on. Your Uriel is the one that they're going to be hitting, like most likely. Yeah, because yeah, right here everyone's looking at the Uriel. No one's looking at this clump. So you just did a very good ult that is gonna get basically no value because no one's hitting the people you ulted. I would have, after that, by the way, I would have stepped up and gotten a Q on Uriel just to make sure everyone's got a Q on them. Your ult puts a Q on everyone already. Stitches was low, sure, but you can put a Q on Uriel, then like E enemies, and you'll always be healing him with your damage anyway because he has the Q on him. You can always step back to press 1 on him if you really need to. Yep. Good fight still, though. Good hook. Hit him with the E. Oh, that's tragic. Nice. Alright.
I am thankful you are here.
What's Medivh doing over there? Ah, he's fine. Got a Q on him. Whoa! Okay. Shit. Jane has bot, I'd rotate up and... Yeah, I'd rotate up and help with top. Make sure you get that.
Heroes, activate the towers. The Raven Lord will fall before me.
I'm gonna cleanse that. He was under tower. Good Q spam on the Jan just to make sure she's alive. The W again. You gotta work on these ults. Like, I'm not sure this is the best game to view because every single ult has been a battle and you haven't been punished for it. I think your team is just generically playing better than the other team. Not even like that well. Just the other team is falling apart and super disconnected. Like every single one of your ults have done pretty much nothing. Cleanse, good. Nice. Q him. You ready to Q this Jaina? Q the Jaina? Any Qs? Okay. So when Jaina's in the ice block like that... Also look at your Jaina. Yeah, when Jaina's in the ice block like that, you could just spam Q, like right there, and you won't move. You'll just sort of stand there, and as soon as she's out of ice block, you'll get a Q on her, and then you can immediately start healing her. She's out for a solid, like, almost 3 or 4 seconds, and you don't even put Q on her once. You don't even try and heal her.
Thank you, healer.
Q the URL. Q yourself. Q spam yourself a little bit. Make sure you're alive. Good. There you go. You just eat that guy. Q spam yourself some more. Q spam yourself. Q spam. Okay. These are like incredibly messy fights. Let's see that again.
Thank you.
probably would have backed up after the first time you're in trouble. You're back here. Yeah, yeah, okay, you step in melee range of the Zool. I was looking up here. You walked right into melee range of the Zool. You could have stayed back here at the very least. Always stay at furthest attack range as a ranged character. And then that way you have enough warning that you can dodge his poison projectiles. And you walk into melee range of him again. Yeah, you walked into melee range of Zool twice. That's how you dying. That's how you're dying here. That's positioning yourself. Again, you want to be the last person who can be a target. You can save anyone else from Zool, you can save anyone else from Baron, you cannot save yourself. And Medivh did help you out a little bit, but not enough. You can't do as much as you can. Also, what in the ARAM is this game? Alright, just want to take you down to where you want to go this way. I don't know what you're doing up there.
Well fought, my champion.
You just channel. There's no one around. Good.
Be gone from my domain.
Yeah, to channel. I've done the same.
This realm is mine, Gravekeeper.
Alright. Camp invade. Not a bad idea. Sylve's dead. Should be fine. This is no, that you cannot do that. If you cannot walk in E range of Variant ever, just because you didn't die there doesn't mean you couldn't. Like you don't know who's around here right now. You saw Zool showing a little bit. You don't know where Orphea is. I don't think. I assume she's top right now. Just took that camp. Yeah. Do you? I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know if you knew she was up there, but even still, like, this is really dangerous and sketchy. Shoot, even if Zool's close enough, you could potentially die. You won't because your team's there, but these are the positioning issues. Get a Q on this Stitches, he's up there taking damage. As soon as your desperation wears off, and you can't be stepping up like that. You want to be behind the rest of your team. Get a Q on this Stitches. Why are we mid though? Stitches. Yeah, you can't be walking up like this. So let's go back here. Stitches is in there. Do you see this? Yep, you should see this. So you should be walking down immediately to go help out your Stitches. Instead you're eating the wave. Get down there. Press Q on Stitches first. You can one, but they're clumped up enough that you can. They're clumped up enough that you can W as well. You can one him and W them, and it's fine. Like one Stitches DW, just wins this team fight on the spot. I think. The ley line is a little unfortunate, but you can't step up like that. Like as he's walking in, you see when the ley line's about to expire, so you walking into them as the ley line's expiring, and now you're in big trouble. You're probably gonna need to ult yourself out of here. Yeah, with that Poison Nova. Yep, good ult. Your ult's in progress here. DR is okay. I wouldn't have pressed D. Make sure you get the portal. Okay. That's a direct. You may have been able to save yourself if you don't D, if you Q spam more. Again, like you could be pressing Q more. You are stunned a lot of it, but there's times when you're not stunned and Q's not being used. So you could have gotten at least another like 3 spams on them, probably. But man, that like entirely comes from you stepping into the 3 of them that you saw time stopped and about to be untime stopped over here. If Stitches is walking over there, you still can't walk there because they're gonna just do that. You need to stay back. You can try and loop up over this way to help him if you really need to, but he was kind of fine. At minimum, you just stay back here and support. Like, you had some people here you could have supported instead.
Meet your doom, Gravekeeper.
Oh, good lord. What is this? Get up there and Q URL. Actually, 1 URL. Ah, that's fine. You don't have damage on this thing is the problem. Yeah, you and Medivh on this is not what you needed. Just abandon the boss and help out your team. Like, they're doing things up there, and they're not dying right now, but like you and Medivh do actual negative damage to boss. Medivh doesn't get Q resets, you don't do damage in general. You're never killing this thing. It's gonna take you actually like 20 minutes to kill it. And now they're showing up here, and now your URL's in big trouble. And you are positioned over on the enemy side, so as they rotate up here, if they decide to check this bush, which they do, you're in easy range for them to get damage on, which they do. And now your URL's dead because you weren't able to save her. You cannot walk into this, you're going to die here. Alright, that one Demon's dead. That was way too late for a cleanse, too. You also had ult up. You probably could have saved him. As he gets taunted here, you need to cleanse him. So cleanse here, press E, maybe even an ult, W, more buttons than he pressed. He pressed Q and E and cleansed like a second too late. If you press more buttons, decent chance he lives because he has the portal there. He just needs to be alive and unstunned for a second to take it to safety. Hit Q on yourself, good. You're gonna need to Q yourself again. That's good. You didn't get a Q on Stitches, unfortunately, because you took a whole bunch of damage from being up there in the first place and had to Q yourself. You possibly could have saved him with ult. You Q yourself. I just Q yourself again here to make sure you're fine. Yeah, Q earlier. Maybe get a Q on him here too as you're running away. Like, Q has no cooldown. You can be spamming Q in these situations. Yeah, you definitely had a chance to press Q on him as you're running away. Like, one Q on him as you're running away, and then keep spamming Q on yourself, and once you're at a safe distance here, and can W, then this, like, full heals him. And he probably still dies, but maybe not, I don't know. It probably doesn't make this much of a difference. Stepping up here is the other really big thing. I think you're getting baited because early game, you weren't being punished, but they appear to have found their rhythm now, and now you actually are being punished for stepping up here. He's already gone you once, he's in a position here, stepping up in front of your team. Again, is this Jaina? Jaina gets taunted, you can save her. You get taunted, you can't save yourself. You can't be up there. Jaina is where you want to be. You being up there doesn't do anything either. You don't do damage, there's no one for you to, like, you're planting your abilities to heal someone, there's no one you need to heal, just yourself, but this happens to you then. Fortunately, you managed to live by spamming Q on yourself some more, but still, can't do that. If his team is in range to follow up, you just die. Alright. In a whole nother level, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not going to talk about the macro, because there's not much you can do with it as Whitemane. Uriel's got top, probably. You can just get a Q on Uriel here. But the pumpkins are dead, not much point staying up here. Like, getting it is good at some point, but I would go, yeah, defend bot and contest the bot objective. Like, you don't add anything at top, you just wasted about 10 seconds top doing pretty much nothing. You need to try and save this ult. Okay. Yeah. If you were there like 10 seconds sooner, this Jaina is probably fine. Need to get a, yeah. You may have been able to save her. You did a little bit of a weird thing with your horse there, and maybe if you press all your buttons faster or get in range to ult, you can save her. It's sketchy. I'm not gonna say you definitely could have saved her. If you were there sooner, you definitely could have though. Good. Another bad ult, especially since you just hit 20 and your 20 ult is about to be really big. Yeah, like if you have Starlight Crusade, now your ult can be huge. Good dodge on the Poison Nova. Get Q on everyone. Like now having ult right here would have been great. W. Good. The one on Yrel was very good. You need to Q spam Yrel more. You have a full mana bar. She should never die here. Yeah. Spam Q more. Your mana bar is basically your how much can you spam Q bar. Normal, Whitemane, neutral, you basically don't run out of mana. You go like mana neutral. Just pressing Q every 4 seconds, or like, but with globes, you get it's mana neutral. W and E don't cost anything. Your mana bar really only comes into play in those circumstances where someone's really in trouble and they're getting low, and your abilities are on cooldown, and in which case you just Q spam on them. Q has like 0 cooldown, you can press it extremely quickly. You absolutely save your L if you use more of your mana bar there. And this has come up a few times here. Q is Medivh, by the way. A couple times people have died because of this. Half the time it's you, actually, who's dying because you won't Q spam. That is suspicious. Yeah, you guys being up here is a little bit weird. You're not doing anything. You can maybe get this tower, I guess. Okay, you need to fall back and get back your towers, though. Like, you got these kills, but because of the position the map is in, you can't really do anything with them. You really just need to take the forts back here. I don't know what this Medivh's talking about. You are losing your mid here. A little bit awkward for Medivh. You're okay. Good job on Jaina getting that back. You need to be really careful here. They could be rotating around this way to flank you. Good thing they're not. They went back to get theirs. Okay. Map has been restored to a decent status. Jaina not being with you kind of sucks. She's the only one that does tower damage. Jaina really needs to be with you. Good use of one. I guess you do like literally no damage though. Correct call is actually not to kill that sapper, by the way. Oh, never mind. They already took it. Okay. And you can come down on top of this. That's your play. You just have to be careful of their flanks. I want to see this again. I was looking elsewhere. Alright. Jaina face checks at Bush, immediately get a Q and cleanse on her. Cleanse comes coming way too late. If you cleanse instantly, she can just ice block and it's fine, by the way. Like, the first thing that should happen when that taunt goes out is you cleanse her. Then you can press your other abilities. Cleanse is instant. Or if you really want to optimize it, you actually Q cleanse is optimal, because you can heal her while she's in ice block if you have Q on her. So Q cleanse, she immediately ice blocks, and then you're dropping your ability. She gets healed back to full, or she doesn't even take that much damage, but she definitely gets healed back for whatever she took, and you're fine. Now she dies because she came out of the ice block too low. What was this? What was up with this Uther, by the way? You just let Uther walk in on you because you were, which I mean, it's fair. You were saving, trying to save Jaina. She's mounted. What you could do Since you know he has Divine Storm and is probably looking to stun, you could pre-ult here for the Unstoppable on yourself. A little risky play, but you could do it, and that prevents this stun, and then you can maybe save Jaina some more. It's probably the correct play, since you don't get stunned. That means you can continue spamming abilities, meaning Jaina gets healed more out of her Ice Block, meaning she maybe doesn't die. Alright, let's see if you can win this, though. I kind of doubt it. Down your damage. Yeah, I think you just lose this team fight in the game here. Ult. You need to ult. You need to ult now. Good. Just spam as many abilities as you can. Good W. You need to E, Q spam yourself. Q spam. Q spam. That Q should never be off cooldown. Q more. Q more. W is good. Q that Medivh. You could have saved Medivh if you had the mana for another Q. Yep. Okay.
Kill more of them next time, will you? Killing spree.
If you could have won that team fight, I think. If you use your abilities better on Jaina lives. The Uther is a little bit awkward. You would have to ult to stop him, which is reasonable to do. And then over here, you did save yourself, but you could also have saved others, pressing Q a little bit as it comes off cooldown, and you don't immediately need it for yourself. But yeah. Your build was fine, by the way. This is the correct Whitemane build. So, big points. Out of combat and just in neutral. Press Q every 4 seconds. You should be able to keep Q up on 2 people roughly at the same time, because Q lasts 8 seconds, Desperation is 4 seconds. You just cast it every time Desperation stacks Decay. So you cast Q every 4 seconds for an 8-second duration Zeal. And you have Q on 2 people. And that just means that, like, whatever auto attacks you get out, any E-poke, whatever, is immediately able to heal them for any poke they took. And then when you get engaged on, they're pre-queued, so you can immediately start healing them. It also means that, say, if someone else gets engaged on, you can, if you have Q already on person A, person B gets engaged on, you Q person B, you heal them, and then you're also healing person A for whatever extra damage they're taking. And maybe if you also need to queue person C, well, person A already had a queue on them, so now you queue person B and person C in rapid succession, but you're only at 2 desperation stacks from, even though you have 3 queues out right now. It's just very efficient, and you basically spend no mana to do it. Queue every 4 seconds will not drain your mana bar in the slightest. And then the other neutral thing you do is just spam E for poke anytime you can, like, get someone in range. It's a low cooldown. You can just sort of slam it at anyone slightly within range. If it misses, oh well, that's fine. Your positioning definitely needs work. Every single time you died this game, that's the one here. You died 3 times, right? Yeah. So you died once here. Well, you died twice here, actually. The first time you died up here wasn't horrendous. The optimization would just be to play over here, positioning-wise, but you didn't really see them coming. The second time you died over here, you walked directly into melee range of Zool twice. That's absolutely on you. And the third time you die, well, actually, it's not this time. When is the other time you die? I'm not sure. But yeah, positioning, you definitely get gone on a lot of times that you shouldn't have. Whitemane is a fantastic burst healer. She's fantastic at saving people, and the better you are at burst healing, the more you need to care about your positioning. Because if you're a burst healer, you just need to not be the person gone on, and you can save anyone else. So stay at max range. Just watch out for these abilities, and don't ever be in a position to be taunted. I need to take one moment. I'm going to pause this recording. Alright, where was I? Neutral, Q every 4 seconds. And 1, E-poke, positioning, never be out of position to get gone on, do not walk in melee range of the Zool, stay behind the rest of your team, be ready to save them. And then I think the last thing was ability usage. You got very little value out of your ults. You probably would have gotten more value out of Reckoning, just how you're playing, but save Aegis for when people are gone on to save them. It's just another save tool. At 20, it's a big AoE unstoppable, a bunch of armor, a bunch of healing. And pretty much every time you used it was after enemies were done hitting your allies, and they kind of just backed away and didn't get much value. Cleanse earlier, and then don't be afraid to spam Q. Q has like 0 cooldown. You can just spam Q whenever someone's getting gone on. If your abilities are all down, you can just spam Q on them, and that's a lot of burst healing, especially with Martyrdom here. Martyrdom and Pity the Frail. Spam Q on yourself, spam Q on other people, spread Q around. Like, when the team fight gets chaotic, then that's when you can start racking up the desperation stacks if you really need to, just to keep people alive. A good plan to have when you're in the loading screen or in draft and you see what their team is. So you see like, oh, they have an Uther here. Uther's going to taunt someone. Just have a plan for what you're going to do. You need to plan like, okay, sorry, not Uther, Variant. Okay, their comp is going to look for a Variant taunt people. I need to A, never be in range to be Variant taunted. Check my vision, check bushes, stay out of range of Varian, and then B, what is my plan when Varian goes on someone? I'm going to Q, cleanse, and then press, like, or maybe even E first, probably like E, Q, cleanse. No, you would need to cleanse earlier, probably like Q, cleanse, E, W, or something like along those lines, Q, spam. Just have a combo of abilities, so as soon as that taunt happens, you can instantly react with all those abilities and save the target. Because a lot of times, like with that Jaina down there, you weren't able to save them. Um, but yeah, well, that was pretty decent Whitemane play. I think you definitely could have turned some of those fights if you press your buttons better and position better, and are able to save your allies. That's how Whitemane wins games. Whitemane makes sure that no one else can get gone on, and as long as you make sure that you can't go on, that means by process of elimination, they can't go on anyone. So none of your team can die, and then you just kind of win. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, I hope this was helpful for you in some regard. Keep up the work. I think Whitemane's actually very strong. Like, she doesn't soak well, but she does kind of just carry team fights like a monster with her healing output. So if you can practice her up and get good at her, I think you'll have a lot of success. So good luck out there. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.